Farai?
What is up, everybody? It is your boy Farai. Thank you once again for tuning in. If you're new here, subscribe, hit that bell button. For those who are returning, drop a like and show some love. It is always appreciated. So yeah, this is gonna be a 3-part video series, mini series, just really on getting back to the basics. I think that what happens, especially in the time now with YouTube and all that, is we get thrown into the deep end with certain things. Even I realize when I do tutorials, some people don't quite understand certain things that I may explain. But I think the most important thing, before even worrying about plugins, is going to be what we cover in this video. So the first thing that I'd like to speak on is, your microphone, gear, etc., and mic placement, especially, and as well as ambience, right? So the first thing we'll talk about is your room setup. So basically, I remember before I was able to get a studio and all that, I used to have a blanket. That's really my new blanket. So whenever I'm recording, we set that up, kind of in the middle. I mean, this whole room is padded up, so it's kind of okay. But if you want a more tighter sound, you may want to put one of these in front and behind the microphone, just to kind of kill off reflections. So basically, if you think of sound traveling up and down and left and right in the room, if your room is bare and you kind of clap and you get a kind of echoey sound, what you want to do is cut off those reflections. So in layman's terms, what you want to do is maybe put a blanket behind your microphone. So for example, if I put a blanket right here and then I put a blanket behind where the camera would be, I would be creating a kind of dead space, right? So your voice would be a lot more dry. You would want more voice than room. So that's kind of what we want, right? You want to minimize ambience and increase your performance, which is your voice. So yeah, the second thing is obviously your microphone choice. So now that you've set up your room, you want to go in and buy yourself a microphone, right? Or you may have a microphone. Now I'll kind of just quickly run through the pros and cons of the 3 most popular types of microphones. So we have, which is probably the most popular, which is kind of sad, is the USB microphone. We have the dynamic microphone, and we have the condenser microphone. Now, USB microphones are cool, especially the Blue Yeti. They're not bad mics, right, if you record properly with them. But the problem is that if your computer is not grounded, you may get a really bad hiss, or just the USB mic you have was not made with decent equipment, meaning that certain components within the mic are actually really noisy, so you get that kind of constant hiss. If it's a fairly constant hiss and it's not that loud, you can use a denoiser to just fully remove it. But most times than not, a mixture of room tone, hiss, and just bad mic placement is just going to totally mess up your recording. It's going to make it painful to listen to. You're going to lose listenership. So yeah, the next thing I'd want to speak on is your microphone preamp and or audio interface. So what are all those things? Your audio interface is really your brain of your whole studio in today's world. In the olden days, we had recording consoles. Really, now that's your recording console, right? It has everything that a recording console in a sense would have. It has a microphone preamp, and the thing that a old school console didn't have is that it's got an A to D chip. An A to D chip is a analog to digital converter. It converts, when I speak into the microphone, it is an analog signal. It travels down the wire. When it reaches the interface, it gets converted into ones and O's, right? So the computer can pick up sound, record it as if it was a tape player. You want to really invest in a good A to D converter. In my opinion, I've got a really nice one and I've never been happier. But if you cannot afford these things, right, we all got to start somewhere. I wish I could show you my little M-Box that I had back in the day. It did me good, you know what I mean? You learn how to, get the right gain structure to minimize noise, as I talked about in the first point. But I would really recommend M Audio. That's personally my kind of budget best setup, you know what I mean? That with I think I had a Behringer C1. Behringer C1 had a bit of noise, but I was able to gate it out. So that's how I got my first kind of results. So yeah, once you've got that out the way, what you can also get if you have the budget is to buy mic preamp, right? Is an analog mic preamp. I'll put a little clip in the video of my really rare microphone preamp that was used for about 10 to 15 years in a voiceover studio. So it's just been sourced up over the years. It's sounding really nice, as you can hear right now. You want to get one of those and then punch it into your audio interface, but your audio interface must be good, because obviously if you have a really nice microphone, really nice mic preamp, but then you have a really bad converter, you're going to lose all that pristine sound quality that you spent all your hard-earned money on. So you want to invest. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Minimize ambience, maximize performance. Stay tuned for part 2. It should be in the playlist on the right. I don't know. But yeah, man, it's been your boy. It is your boy Farai. Hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like and subscribe if you have not. And I'll see you in part 2. Peace out.